How much storage space they're giving you? Okay, what you want over there, Steve? What's that? What you want over there?
Whatever you can get them. Last week we were only getting one side.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I was only getting one side of my headset. Unless I took this pigtail off, if I take this pigtail off and plug in, I get both sides.
What's the plug pigtail look like?
Well, see, it's a. I think these are mono. Is the problem. And we're going.
This is tip ring smooth. That's
Because
stereo.
I think this is left and right. We're trying to go into
This
stereo.
is not stereo.
That's stereo. It's got the color.
Yeah. Tip ring smooth. Tip ring.
This is not.
What is that?
That's just it's left and right mono. That's why when I plugged in here, I was only getting one ear. I don't know why that was canceling out what you're getting though. Let's try it. We'll try it on that before we get going. I'll plug my headset straight in like I usually do. Two ears or one? I don't know what's wrong. See, I got two. Dose. You don't run over there, are you?
No, because I'm getting stereo out of my mic.
It's weird.
Still only getting one end of this input of this. You're coming out of stereo straight to me.
Yep.
You're not paying.
Now I got two ears now. Two ears. Yep. I don't know why when I plug this in,
I got one ear.
I only have one ear.
That's all I'm getting. All I'm getting is one ear. So it might be this camera. Put it all in.
And see, as soon as I plug this in, then it kills me. Test, test, test. Test, test. That's what it is. This is stereo. When I plug it short, I get both ears in here and I get one ear in there. So these are stereo
One
out.
ear, you can see it on here.
I wonder why.
I'm not getting, I'm only getting one side to me.
Okay, let's try something here.
You gotta come out full stereo in the hip.
Well, let's see something.
That's not stereo plug, that's analog out.
Oh wait, that's the wrong way. I was going to try to do this, but I can't do that. Oh wow, you can plug straight in over there. But, I mean, we still need, just to resolve the problem, we still need to come to your camera, so you can. Right. I'm just saying, if you want to try it and see if it's coming out of the board as mono.
I can't. It's going in the analog thing. I don't want to redo everything.
Oh yeah. It worked out. You just combine the channels. Okay, what ear you got? What ear you got? Now what ear? Okay, so it's not the cable then. How about now? I'm getting a left-right on my power meter though.
I'm just thinking that maybe the right solder or something that comes to this might be cracked or something. You know what I mean? What happens if you plug it in the monitor?
You got both now?
I got it in both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's just do it out of there. Now this one's going to control. Well, no, it's still
hot. It's crackling. It needs to be. Just stereo. Let's come on.
Could that have been making a difference? I wouldn't think so though.
Plug it try.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. Just one ear?
Yeah, just now I'm in both.
Now you're in both?
Yeah, I'm in both now.
Yeah. I can't hear, I can barely hear myself now. See, that's going to be the problem with going out. I've got nothing now.
Where are you? Right here?
I'm on 3 right now. I just moved over to 3 just to see.
He just now said it's hot, it's crackling. So I was not responding to y'all. I'm sorry, I messed you up.
Are we live now?
Yeah, it's just not showing that.
Does it show if anybody's watching it? How do we tell?
Yeah, you go to analytics.
Oh.
But I haven't sent it to anybody yet.
Oh, I already did. I put it on the baseball site.
But
Okay, I got nothing. Oh, I can barely hear myself. Somehow we got to get... I'm in... Me? No, that... Yeah, I'm in the phones. Well, but monitoring phones is one. So if we're gonna monitor out, it's the same to the phones. I mean, I can... Well, when we go to stereo out, that's when we only get one ear. Maybe so. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Test 1 2. Test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You are?
Yeah, it sounds good over here too.
But if I come up any more, even if I turn me down, how about that? No, but see, I'm not hearing myself any better. What's that?
I haven't hissed the whole time now.
So we need to be down here and up here.
Oh, well, I'm not getting real time though,
For the heads. Well.
Heights. Yeah. I never played in Henry Heights football. We had a scrimmage there once.
I remember playing a game there. It ran east-west. Kind of back that way towards the other field. Yeah, we're taking over that too. The pool and that.
Direct the corn.
That's a senior center now.
Is it a senior center?
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. I I said, well, no, that's a
And I remember, you know, riding our bikes over here when we were little, and you could go in and sign it and play pool or ping pong or.
I only came over here once or twice. I didn't come over here very much.
You went down to the field and got on it, it's different. Notice that? No crown. Remember how it used to really crown down there? It's all new grass there. They took that up, leveled it all out, put new grass down. Wow. Now, but you see, you used to use that speed running downhill on that crown, get around the end.
Yeah, the one time I touched the ball, you're right.
Then you had one catch that you almost had the angle on the guy. Still got it racing around.
Put it in the full stride.
I mean, should have hit it. I'm going to do to come watch the game.
Describe what we're in the prairie.
No, ma'am.
No? Where am I supposed to go?
Just downstairs where the microphone is.
Makes sense.
But you can just yell it out. It's great. Glad to have it.
That might work. I have a little trouble here over there, though.
Yeah, they're not training.
Thank y'all.
She smells better than you. I'm drinking water too early. It's still 11 minutes left.
I'm struggling mightily on that table down there. Pat Deck to the rescue. See, what you do is pull it real hard. Let's see. Don't read the instructions. The wire keeps getting in the way. Everything on this one. Let's just hope nobody gets hurt.
Is it a penalty if I drink water before the 6-minute mark?
Nobody, they need to tell them, do not drink water right now, because we're gonna let you have a water break.
What happened? It's how stupid. No, I mean, a water break is a great idea for this time of year when you've been through water and you haven't had any timeouts. But if you have a timeout with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left, a big timeout, you go out there, you run one play, and you have a water break at 6. Just give it an extra one and call extra water. You know what I mean? Time is 6:50. Or 10 minutes. Is that your recorder on, Steve? Not yet, why? Oh, that's one. It looks unlevel when you get like that. Yeah, I know. Might split some of the good. Oh, man.
You're doing
Pretty good yourself.
too bad, man.
Good, good.
how are you? Are you from Abbeville? You got enough room there? If not, they got a, they have room down there at the other window.
Got rosters or anything?
We went down, so I had Mike, go check again, Mike. Yeah, tell me.
Or just grab one of them kids, say, give me a program, let them check the press box, tell them to give you one.
Come on, bully up on somebody, man.
Followed by our national anthem, led by St. Louis Catholic High School.
Must be some new jerseys, they're bright. That's the ones we bought last year. Got anything to read?
Danny, we got anything to read? Did you bring the paper with the sponsors?
Gave it
back to you to put in the
bag.
You want me to do it? If I do it,
I need a piece of paper.
Got nothing.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Signs, landscape management, Bentley. Did you ever go back and talk to him?
Who's that?
Bentley.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
sure.
Bentley, landscape management,
Big Daddies.
Steins, Tarver Ford, Lake Charles Toyota,
Big Daddies.
Big Daddies.
Seniors. This summer when he had his beard and his long hair. Kenny, I brought my laptop tonight so we can keep up with the scores. Whatever's going on.
Closing the door a few times. Once they keep opening the doors,
Hey. Can you move down a little bit?
What?
Kenny, can you move over a little bit?
Alright, well, I don't want to get in your way and accidentally mess something up because I'm really comfy and I don't want to accidentally mess up something.
Piece of paper on there? You got another piece of paper? There, right on. I just want to write the stuff in the back.
Hey, we don't have much audio in our headsets. So we're just kind of mess with each other.
Everybody give me a check.
I'm left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Check 1, 2, 3. Kenny don't have his headset on yet. We got St. Louis's or it's in there?
Yeah, I can't hear nothing through this.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to.
Okay.
We're gonna get a headset amp for next week so we can crank ours up. If we turn it up any, it blows them out right now.
I'm writing so fast I ain't gonna read this shit.
St. Louis the first, the second half, Abbeville received
it'd be a little more real time, we could watch the replays on here.
Oh, is that right?
It's just, look how far behind it is.
Oh, I see what
If
you're
it'd be a
saying.
little bit closer,
Yeah,
we could actually catch a
Yeah.
replay.
that's pretty cool.
That's on y'all's webpage. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm.
How's it been going, man?
Not bad.
Yeah, I didn't
Not
wanna
bad.
get
How about yourself?
Yeah, good.
Everything's moving along, man.
Now, your boy's a senior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something in the end zone over there, one of the sticks or something from the.
Actually, you can all the sponsors, read them all. But up probably welcome, mention the three Steins, Carver, Ford, and Fletcher.
Just name start. Just welcome St. Louis High School football.
Landscape management is wholesale prices. I forgot to write that.
I ain't gonna forget it.
Tell me when you're ready.
That's as many times I said that last week.
Well, good evening and welcome to KLOC TV's High School Game of the Week. St. Louis High School in Abbeville. Welcome to Cougar Stadium, and here we go again. Kenny Klein, Ken Nordigo, Mark Young, and controversy right off the bat with Cougar Stadium. But I want to thank Tarver Ford, Lake Charles Toyota, and Steins for making this all possible, along with our replay sponsor, Big Daddy Sports Grill. This first quarter sponsor, Bentley's Collision and Repair. Of course, our scoreboard sponsor is Landscape Management. And a beautiful Thursday night of football, guys, and glad to be back with you guys.
Well, Mark, it's good to have you back, and I tell you, you're probably not going to be sorry you missed last week because we were in that press box with Sam Houston. I'm going to tell you, it had to be about 150 degrees in there.
And
Now we're
about
sitting in
3
here
feet wide.
Yeah, about 3 feet wide, Kent, you're right. And then now we've got air conditioning and beautiful night for football. Looking forward to St. Louis maybe getting their first victory tonight.
Well, 0-1 lost last week to Sam Houston. No doubt ready to kick this one off, and we'll get started kicking kind of a wobbly kick, taking on the run at the 10. Cuts outside to about the 30. And that was returned by Bradley Davis and knocked out of bounds by a couple Saints, and they'll start around the 32-yard line. Well, new era in Saint football. Of course, it started last week, but I wasn't with you guys. So Coach Charlie Cryer at the helms. And what can you guys talk a little bit about what we're going to see differently?
I thought St. Louis played well last week. I mean, they played 2 classes up, 5A school. And Sam Houston has already said they'll have the biggest line in their district. I mean, they were huge, and they just bigger than St. Louis would have came down. But I thought the defense, played pretty well.
Well, the Wildcats of Abbeville will come in
right off
a
the
shotgun
bat,
formation. Malasaw is your quarterback, number 14, and he'll be joined in the backfield by Tristan Green.
But I thought St. Louis played pretty well. I mean, you look at the score and say, well, it was 48-23, but I mean, they were just the second half worn down. Again, Sam Houston's huge on that front line. And St. Louis, a lot of big question marks, can they move the ball? Well, they scrapped their spread offense right before, about a week before the season started, went to the veer and actually moved the ball well last week.
Yeah, Kenny, they had 4 days of practice with a totally new offense.
Well, Malasaw is going to run the swing pass. He actually gets hit by his running back, that's Buck Morris, in the backfield, and confusion from the get-go. He ran right up the backside of Malasaw as they were just trying to run a little.
Yeah, and Abbeville got beat last. I don't know what Vinton has, but Vinton beat Abbeville last week 35-0.
Well, Vinton by all accounts, is a team that's not supposed to surprise anybody this year.
Right.
Which generally is a good thing because that means you're expected to be pretty good.
Right.
Well, last year they snuck up and had a great season, but right now the Saints. Gift on first down, they got a penalty. This actually should be second down and 15 after the incomplete pass. Malasaw under center. And here comes a run blitz by the Saints. And Morris bounces it outside, but he's only going to gain about 1 on the play. And on the tackle was Perkle.
Nice tackle by Perkle. He played a good game last week. Well, Mark, last week Well, Kenton actually will tell you more about it than I can. There's quite a few younger guys in that defensive backfield last week that played pretty well, huh, Kent?
Yeah, and only 3 seniors on the defensive starters. A lot of juniors and sophomores out there, especially Zach Eisner was all over the field, and Sam Brookhouse.
3rd and 13 for the Wildcats, and straight drop back, and he's in trouble from the get-go, and he'll throw it out of bounds, and nice coverage and nice pursuit on the outside. Number 5 for the Saints in pursuit,
Zach Eisner.
That's
and
Zach
he was able to
Eisner.
get a little pressure on the outside, as well as number 55 from the linebacker spot, Schwarzenberg. So
Eisner is a little sophomore. We were talking about this. He played some tailback last week. Really anxious to see if St. Louis comes out throwing the ball. They were able to move the ball really well last week through there. Greenman threw for 168 yards. Was very impressive. In fact, had a 68-yard touchdown pass.
Rodriguez back, and this will be off the side of his foot. Getting a great field position for the Saints, and Rodriguez picks up and actually loses yardage on the return. So that was a kick. About a kick of about 30 yards and a return of about -2. So they'll pick up right on the 40. Good field position on a Thursday night here, second week. And as Steve pointed out, looking forward to that first hydration break of the year. I
missed you last week for that.
Yeah. Well, I bet you guys needed one in that little cigar box of a press box they have. And he rides him inside. Greenman does. He rides.
That's Joe
Manuel. Handoff inside to Manuel.
Manuel not real big, Mark, but I tell you, he runs hard, man. He runs straight ahead. He had some nice runs last week. Like I say, not a real big kid, but he's tough, man. He runs really hard in there.
Well, it didn't look like much, but that was 3.5 right there.
Well, we talked about it last week. One thing St. Louis did do, you mentioned your name a couple times, positive yards. Positive yards,
yeah. I formation, and this time they'll run it again. Greenman's going to keep it and pitch late. And a good pursuit by number 15, that is, of Abbeville, Kayvon Brown.
But that, I mean, they haven't had a few punts, but they did get a lot of positive yards.
Kenny.
And a nice pass to the tight end, and he's got it at the 35. He's caught from behind, but not before he crosses.
Throwback screen last week, and he just waltzed into the end zone. So Crawford's got a nice pair of hands.
Well set up that time by the left-hand throwing quarterback as they ran the fake option right and just kind of pulled up and hit the tight end of the seam.
Yeah, Greenman's pretty accurate.
2 split out, I formation in the backfield. This one's going to go power toss to the outside, and that is, again, Rodriguez, and he's
got a
going
block
to
in the back
block
right
in
there.
the back.
Yeah.
And
that was obvious right there, number 80.
Kramer. That was Kramer on the block.
Colin Kramer.
Yeah, he came up and it was pretty obvious. So they'll come back him up, talking about positive yardage. Now they'll look at second or first and 20.
Yeah, 20 Rodriguez on the carry that time. Of course, there's a negative play that we were talking about. You guys were talking about, and they happen a lot of ways. This is a big 2 wide outs to the right of your screen. That's Washington. Along with Kramer, roll out right. A tougher pass and a tough pass for the left-handed throwing Greenman. Rolling out right that time. Actually, not a bad-looking pass. Had a man open right there. The route was well designed. Just a tougher pass to throw accurate when you're left-handed.
No question.
Second down at about 20. I formation.
Washington right, Kramer left.
Fullback.
Turn and run.
Yeah.
Boy,
yeah, he had room.
Have you been hearing that since we're about 10 years old? Look it in, and just typically running before you catch it. But nice little. Greenman does a great job of faking the ball.
Was a great fake. He actually had that room to run. He could have ran it all the way and handed it down in 20. Interesting right here, first possession of the game. Do you go for the first down? Do you try to get yourself about 10 yards, field goal position, try to do some things here? We'll see how safe they play it. Cover 2 for the Wildcats. They're going to go power draw. And a nice move. And there he goes. 30, 20,
He's
10,
going to get in.
And
he drops the ball at the
1 yard line.
Wow. Wow.
He was dragging the man into the end zone and just dropped the ball.
Yeah, he was can't fault him for that. I mean, he's
great
trying to make a play.
Great play design, a sprint draw that time, and he able to make a couple good moves.
I was going to say that second move, he just pretty much, as in the old days, he just faked his jock strap off.
Well, yeah, and I can tell you right now, just having watched about 3 runs from this young man, that if he can start going north and south,
and he did last week, Mark. He had about a 60-yard run last week
with some speed.
Yeah, something like that.
He had about a 60-yard run straight up the gut for a touchdown
is very
against Sam
fast.
Houston. And once he gets in that open field.
Yeah, it's the lateral stuff that gives a lot of guys problems. That was a great run and just an unfortunate. But, we look glass half full. He could have fumbled it in the end zone, would have been all back out to the 20. Now the defense has a chance to make something happen with the ball at the 1 yard line.
And that's one of those plays when he comes off the field, you pat him on the backside and say, great effort. He just smelt the end zone and wanted to get in.
Four down lineman, and there's another flag.
That's going to be a delay game.
No time on the play clock. So I'm not sure.
I don't think they reset the play clock.
That'll cost the ball about 3 inches as they go half the distance for the goal. So they move that back about a half a ball length. And they have a free shot at the quarterback from this left side here.
That's a dangerous play.
Oh, it was, and he gets out of the end zone and got lots of running room as he gets across the 10.
First of all, I thought it could have had a chance to be a safety. Then it had a chance to be a touchdown.
Well, you're very right. As he got through that first line and broke a couple of tackles, had some running room.
It looks like they want to make a steady diet of going off that left side.
If there was anything we saw last week, it was missed tackles in situations where they could have had him. Of course, it was Dustin Duhan, that senior, and tough kid, big, strong kid.
Yeah, but that is one thing Coach Cry talked about is they had to do a little better job of tackling.
1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line. Malonsaw back to throw. He's going to throw the little hitch route.
Here we go again.
Really
once
interesting
again, a
play
missed
design
tackle.
as he threw it over the top of the slot receiver to the wide receiver. So I'm not sure if there was some miscommunication. Either way, it's complete.
Yeah,
for another first down as they get out near the 24-yard line.
You can tell Coach Cry is already getting a little excited. That's a couple obvious missed tackles. I mean, you've really got to wrap up. Yeah, that was Connor.
That was Connor Contreras on coverage, and Levy came and finished him off from the linebacker position.
And a big play that time. That
Beautiful
is number 55.
Schwarzenberg.
That's Schwarzenberg
coming from the tackle.
And Brookhouse. Remember last week, Brookhouse was all over the field. Number 26, yet another Brookhouse. And he was plays here.
Well, another first down, but that was they'll push it the pile forward for a gain of about a yard, 2nd down and 9. Yeah, we talked about this in the past. We don't see heights and weights a whole lot in the programs anymore, but fairly undersized front four for St. Louis.
Yeah, they really are.
Second down and 9. One back in the backfield. It's going to be play action. Pressure there. And it's nearly intercepted.
Nice coverage by Contreras that time. He was all over him.
Yeah, Contreras could have stepped in front. The pass looked a little high, and he had help coming.
Yeah.
So.
Good pressure outside by Brookhouse again, coming from the right end spot. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. Of course, that has not proven to be a problem during this drive for Abbeville. 3rd downs have been successful on 2 of them. And there we are, 6:18. And
we got a timeout. Abbeville. Can we have the hydration
we have an Abbeville timeout, so 6:18 to go. We'll take a break as well. 0-0 score right now here in Lake Charles, St. Louis High, Abbeville.
Principal Deacon Christopher Bono, Assistant Principal
That's right. That's right. Hey, you know what? If you want to go ahead and give them an extra 30 seconds, that's good too.
Can't catch a break, man.
And well, we're back. Welcome. This first quarter brought to you by Bentley's Collision and Repair. St. Louis football. Abbeville has it 3rd down and 9. Big play for the St. defense. They show blitz, and they get a good jump, and there's a lot of pressure. And the quarterback gets through, and he's able to get rid of it. But that, you're kidding me. And once again.
Throw it to the wrong guy. He was throwing at number 26.
And number 12, Tristan Green, comes up with a catch.
Sometimes better to be lucky than good, huh, Mark?
Another big third down conversion, Mark.
Better to be lucky than good, huh?
Well, and I'm going to tell you what was very lucky about that. Had that thing spiraled at all, he couldn't have caught it.
Yeah.
And because it was knuckling, it kept it in the air long enough for him to get across and get that.
Yeah, the ball was there we go.
And because we ran out of so much gas during that last 18 seconds, we're going to take another water break. And we'll do that. Come right back with KLOC football.
That's our all-star sponsors. We thank you very much for supporting the 3rd annual All Things Auction.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats as they convert a 3rd and 9. This time motion man to the right, and they're going to run it up the gut, and a good first down play. Nice saving tackle. That looked like number 5, Eisner, that made the tackle.
Well, you know, Mark, they pretty impressive drive. Like some very, very key as an understatement, 3rd down plays. You know, get this drive started at the half-yard line. I mean, that last play was unbelievable, though. And Levy had him. Levy's done a good job of tackling Kent last week.
Yeah, he did.
And he let him slip through on that play before last.
2nd down and about 4 for the Abbeville Wildcats as they have one man in the backfield. He'll get the handoff, and he's stacked up. Lots of Saints in on the tackle.
And Brookhouse comes out of the pile holding on to it. I think the whole defensive line was in on that one.
Yeah, they made a living on 3rd downs. We'll see what they do here.
Yeah, it's almost like they go ahead and waste that play on 2nd down. Yeah. They don't want to get it too. We get ball control, clock control right here. 3rd down and 5, and we'll see. The Saints came with blitz the last couple of times on the 3rd downs. We'll see if they decide to go ahead and play straight and cover everybody up. 4 down linemen for the Saints. 3 wideouts. Motion man coming back to the bottom of your screen. He'll stop and get in protection. And they're going to run another out route to the right side. He's got plenty of room.
Wide open.
And he catches it, and there'll be another 1st down. And that looked like a possibly blown coverage by the Saints as Eisner stopped short, and the out route came from the gap receiver, came from the slot guy. And Perkle had to come over and make the tackle from his free safety position. And so it looked like they just found a seam somewhere.
Yeah, he just kind of sat down in there. You're right, Mark. Hey, this is an impressive drive. This is about 62 yards they've made now. Eating some clock up also.
Well, they actually are. Ball at the 37-yard line of the Saints. 1st down. And of course, these first 2 plays are not very important. You know, so we wait till the 3rd down before all the action happens. Here comes a run blitz. And once again, he bounces off a tackle this time.
Gets a bad Levy again. He had him in a bad.
There's going to be a hold.
Now we're going to have a
flag
hold
there.
right after the – I mean, that had nothing to do with the play either. Number 12 just grabbed a hold for really no good reason.
No, yeah.
But it doesn't seem to matter. I mean, I'd love to know that we're not keeping the stats right now, but, I mean, what are they on 3rd down? They've got to be about 5 for 5.
Yeah, Saints came with a run blitz and very well made another play, but that time it's all going to go for naught as the gain was going to be about 5 or 6 yards. They'll back him up. And I don't know so much as he was holding him as he was just trying to get some help to get up. He just grabbed a hold of him so he could stand back up. Either way, he gets called for something that was the coaches are going to have a little discussion with him when they see the film on that. They'll back it up, and that will be a nice 1st down play for the Saint defense as they get a little break here. Single coverage to the top of your screen. We'll see if that's where they go. Oh, they're running a screen pass.
Oh,
and-
nice. Oh,
Well, they don't get him down, but they got good pursuit. And they'll foul
Ball's
the
loose.
ball loose. And a great effort by the Saints, and I think they're going to get
that's
it.
Mac Thompson, huh?
Mac
No.
Thompson made the initial hit.
Did he come
missed
up with
the tackle.
Connor Contreras got the ball.
That is Connor Contreras, number 10.
Thompson made the initial hit,
He sure did.
came back, made the tackle, and stripped the ball from him.
Nice job.
Oh, and I tell you, that was going to be a heck of a play no matter what,
Yeah.
because the loss was going to be all the way back to near the 40-yard line. So that was going to be interesting to see a third down conversion from back that way.
We'll see what with Francois not playing tonight. Obviously, no, really. We'll see if they use Tyler Washington out here to the left as a deep
Got
threat.
Colin Kramer's playing a lot tonight too. Straight up the middle with Manuel.
Treatment and goal. Number 3, Joe Manuel. That's a 4-yard gain for 34. Isaiah.
Well, they'll get the ball out to about the 37, about the 36 and a half. We'll give them a gain of 4 on that. It'll be second down and 4. And, of course, the Saints were very, very close to a touchdown the last drive. Rodriguez all the way down to the half-yard line, 1 yard line before the fumble. Second down and about 6. Ball goes inside.
There's Manuel.
Oh, that's a nice hit.
Nice
Boy,
tackle.
Man, that was a good tackle and a good way to take it on. Man, he'll put that shoulder down.
You know, the impressive thing about Manuel, like I mentioned last week was the first time that kid ever played fullback.
Right. He was a receiver.
Played receiver. He was a slot receiver
yeah.
last year.
Right.
Manuel with a good run gives the Saints a first down and 10 inside the 30-yard line. Kramer to the top of your screen, Washington to the bottom of your screen. This time Greenman, it's a pitch, and there goes Rodriguez.
he's got
He
the
gets to the
corner.
outside corner. He cuts back, got some running room, and he may go.
He's
And
gonna
this
score.
time it's all the way in.
Late flag.
And
Now, boy, that flag came from deep in the end zone.
well, yeah, and the question I guess would be, I mean, obviously, was he already in the end zone when the penalty occurred?
Yeah.
And does that mean anything? If it does, I don't know.
Wow.
Illegal
Blocking
use of
the
hand.
back. And
I think he signaled number 3. I think that was
Yeah, I
on
think it
Manuel.
was Joe. He was out there by himself, and he might have grabbed a hold of a jersey. I didn't really see it, so.
well, you know, the danger of a guy cutting back across the field like that is everybody's angle changes.
Right.
Everybody's shoulders are pointing one direction. All of a sudden, because the runner's going one direction.
That's right.
Now the defenders change direction to move a different. You know, there's
No question. That's right. Good point.
Good news is we're going to get a first down out of this.
still first down, so inside the red zone for the Saints. So second potential score. We'll have to wait a little bit longer. 2 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. This time they'll roll out left. They'll throw back, and it's underthrown and nearly intercepted. Underthrown, intended for number 86.
Well, they tell me Dylan just didn't put enough air under the ball that time either.
Yeah, rolled out left with 2 wideouts left, and then tried to sneak the tight end off the right side, and he just came on, and of course,
Or letting them hang around. And they've shown they can move the ball, especially on third down. So I guess we've got a 36-yard attempt here.
this ball will be set right at the 26-yard line to make it a 36-yarder. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is a line
Looks like he
drive.
hooked
And I
it
think
left
he pulled
bad.
it left. Yeah, no
Yeah.
good left.
Yeah, he hooked it left.
So, yeah, 2 good opportunities slipping away from the Saints. Could
Yeah, you got to
easily
be feeling pretty good about
14-0.
yourself if you're Abbeville right now.
Well, you know, they're saying the same thing. Abbeville's saying the same thing. Hey, you know, if we don't fumble it, if we
Yeah.
don't get the penalty over here
True enough.
that backs
you're right.
us up, you know, we might be 7-up, 7-0. We might have the lead. So right now, both teams are trying to establish something, but, you know, we talk about this all the time. You know, it's not so much what you do in the middle of the field, it's what
Right.
you do
On those ends, that's
on
right.
both ends,
Inside those
offensively
20s.
and defensively.
Right.
So far, both teams are standing up on the defensive side with a little luck from the offense. But right now, we'll see which team can complete their drives first. Looks like we're going to have possibly a sideline warning. We got a.
What are you doing here?
Looks like, well, maybe Abbeville might have to call a timeout here. I'm not sure. They don't look like.
It's like their quarterback's struggling over there. In
Yeah,
that
they don't
little
know if they had everybody down and 10. Abbeville has the ball after the missed O'Dowd field goal. Swing pass out to the right.
Nice block.
And there'll be a late flag.
I'd like to know what this is. I think they're going to call a block in the back on the block against number 31. And I'm going to take up for Abbeville. If that's what the call is, I sure didn't see it. They're going to call on number 12, the same guy they called on that last drive, and that is
that's Green, isn't it?
Green.
Yeah, Green. Yeah, and there was a bit about a 5-yard
Well,
gain.
it's one of those deals, Mark, where number 31 for the Saints just Mark Johnson just really kind of, that's what he's calling. He pretty much turned his back on it. You know, he got blocked first time, a nice block. And then when he turned around, the guy was coming, and I don't like that call at all. I mean, great news for the Saints, but anyhow, it was a nice block, an initial block, and then Johnston had his back turned, and they'll call for the block in the back on Green.
Shotgun formation, they'll roll out right. Pressure by Brookhouse. This thing should be picked off. That was very similar to the pass that they completed.
Perkle came up and almost had that ball. That ball floated in the air a long time. And, we got Greenman left-handed rolling his right, and they've got a right-handed quarter rolling his left.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. That is a good point, Kenny, and I think that might have something to do with where the ball is located on this one, because I'm not sure. You go and play action, but Brookhouse did a good job of pressuring that. But the routes are so short that the quarterback couldn't run. If he decided to run, the Saints were in good position because the route was so short.
Right.
Second down and 15 for Abbeville. Motion man coming to the bottom of the screen. High snap, and this handoff.
Oh, nice job by
Mark Johnson.
Mark Johnson did a nice job. Mark, I don't think there's any chance of St. Louis maybe picking up a sideline warning, huh?
Yeah, that's fairly interesting. I think they must have made a conscious decision this year not to get anywhere near.
Well, that was a result of the jamboree.
Is that right?
Yes, they were warned several times, and Coach Cryer moved them back to the track.
Yeah, they
looked
like they in timeout.
$30 seconds and counting. We are in the first quarter here. And I would imagine everybody's got to be about out of timeouts at this point. We've had about 5 in the first quarter. 25 seconds to go. We'll have another timeout. We're going to stay here this time because I want to just tired of taking a break, but I want to talk a little bit. New coaching staff, a couple of familiar faces. I was looking. Coach Painter still with them. Coach Neck obviously still with them, but a few other new guys, and that kind of thing. What's
Coach John's the biggest #1 fan. He was there last week, and he's sitting down there in the kind of the corner end zone on the track, taking it all in.
Yeah, I can't imagine as many years as he did it. What would you possibly do
on
game
night
other than go to the game? But what's the overall feel of everything? Is it
real positive? Really? Everybody out, and when I say everyone, I'm talking to every parent I've talked to has loved Coach Cryer, and they say he's a no-nonsense guy. That most parents say they've loved being down on the field after to hear his post-game talk. Said he's just real matter of fact, but inspiring and just kind of nothing but positive things. And the kids seem to like him, and he's a winner. 25 seconds to go. Abbeville has the ball, third down and 15. They are around their own 14-yard line. They're going to have to come all the way out to almost the 30, so you're almost 16 yards actually. Lawson will drop back and he'll throw the slant. Ooh. And it is complete, but he will be short of the first down by about a yard and a half.
They almost converted it.
They just gave themselves a little too much room.
You got a yard? They'll punt.
About a yard. Yeah, about a yard to go for the first down, and they're sending a punt unit on. The Saints are going to have
the last play of the is.
Yeah, they'll have to switch it all up here. So that's first quarter brought to you by Bentley's Collision Repair in the books here for KLOC's High School Game of the Week. Our score, Abbeville Wildcats 0, St. Louis Saints 0. We'll be back with the second quarter action right after this.
12, Washington Marion 0.
They said Washington Marion's going to struggle moving the ball this year. I saw they started, what, 6 or 7 freshmen or sophomores last week against Ball.
Second quarter about to get underway. Number 6 for Lombus. That's the punter back for the Abbeville Wildcats. And Rodriguez not giving him a lot of.
Oh.
Well, and let's.
Big call here.
Well, surely from where it was at, it's going to be motion. And it will be procedure on the Wildcats. So back it up. And I was fixing to say Rodriguez back to fill the punch, not giving the punter a whole lot of respect. Matter of fact, if he gets this one off, about a 20, where he's got him listed, he expects him to kick it about 25 yards. And we'll see if their scouting report has something to that. And it might very well, as that ball's going to bounce at the 48 and take a Wildcat bounce into Saint territory. Saints will take over good field position once again around the 47-yard line. 11:44 to go, second quarter action. And the Saints have done a good job of moving the ball, but they haven't. They've got nothing to show for it. So what do you look to see happening this series? Will they try to get Greenman on the move a little bit more?
Yeah, they got a nice mix. I might say that rollout and give them an option to keep the ball. Like say that one time they could have went and handed it to Manuel and maybe keep it. We'll see if they're moving. They're obviously moving the ball.
Well, Kramer at the bottom of your screen, Washington at the top of your screen. That handoff will go. That's Manuel, and he'll gain about 2, maybe 3 yards, get close to the 50-yard line. Well, it's been pretty much Manuel up the middle, and then you get Rodriguez in some space. And will they figure out a way to get him the ball in some more space? Maybe some swing out passes, maybe a little screen pass of some sort. But that third option of Greenman running might be where you need to add something in. They're not getting much out of the receiver position at this point.
Oh, nice fake.
Roll out
there
again.
He is.
Well, you got it.
Oh,
he's blocking the whole way, which could have possibly been an interference call.
Yeah, it was for Crawford, but yeah, you had Washington down there blocking, obviously not realizing it's a pass player. I don't know. It's a beautiful fake though. It was a nice fake. He had all kind of time.
Yeah, it was a nice fake, and of course again they're rolling out right. Again, wide side of the field, however, so that might have something to do with it as well. But Washington was, he was blocking well before the ball was thrown, which third down at about 7. This time they'll go quick slant, and Greenman's under pressure, and he'll be sacked all the way back to about the 42-yard line. They're not able to create anything in the passing game at the receiver position right now.
Right.
Now, I'm not blaming anybody for that. It's just Wildcats seem to be doing a good job of man-to-man covering the wideouts.
Right,
and
just
so
slipping other than slipping that tight end out there in that first quarter.
Max set to punt. Line drive spiral. Be filtered around the 18 and fumbled. And it's still in the.
Oh, Johnson
gets on it around the 20-yard line.
Good break. Nice break. Now you got to make something happen. Nice coverage. Well, they'll take over now. Now you got to make something happen. Big break for the Saints. Turnovers. Well, that's the second fumble actually for Abbeville.
Well, yeah, they've got to absolutely take advantage of this, and I really think 7 is going to, needs to happen. Three's not.
Yeah, you got to get 7.
You got to get 7 out of it. So, high formation, double, and Rodriguez is going to be snowed under, and he went nice job that time. Isaiah Antoine ran right through the blocks.
That little throwback screen they did last week, it was a nice design play against Sam Houston. Because Abbeville's pursuing pretty well. Yeah, it might be a nice time to maybe call that play.
Loss of about 2 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 12. Ball out inside the 20-yard line. And they're in cover 2, but they're pretty much single covering everything. They're getting a good run support.
Oh, nice play.
And Manuel up, and he'll gain the yardage back they lost and a couple more. Going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Carry by Manuel down to the 17-yard line, tackled by 59. Clemens Dorothy. 3rd down and 7 for the Saints.
They're going to have to get down around the 10-yard line, the ball, and this will be a timeout, 8:54 to go. Saints will take a timeout. 3rd down and 8, you have to really be thinking about a touchdown. Well, you're thinking 1st down because you're thinking you got to prolong the drive. I mean,
right.
You don't have to. Obviously, you can turn it over.
I think you're right, Mark. You got to feel the pressure. You need to get 7
right now. Something fluky could happen at any point in time, and you don't want to be left with just 3 on the board.
Right, I agree.
And they've come too close 2 times, and so where do we go from this? Do we?
I think you're in field goal range, so you want to play something. I like that little throwback that they had last week. A little throwback screen
worked well
to their wide receiver. It was just a beautifully designed play for a team that pursues well. And Greenman is doing a great job of faking it. He did a nice job of last week on that play. I think something fairly safe because, again, you've been able to create nothing from the receiver standpoint. So I don't know how confident you are about throwing the ball, 10, 15 yards down the field. And you certainly don't want to get in a negative yardage situation because what are you looking at here? About a 33-yard, 34-yard attempt if you pick up nothing here?
Well, here we go. 3rd down and about 8 for the Saints. And they'll go fake the pitch, and they'll go inside. Oh, and a bubble screen, and that's going to be incomplete.
Washington dropping that. Again, trying to run for you, catch it. Well, Dow's not going to get is he going in the game? No, I don't think so, huh?
They're not going to give him a shot. They could let this go down, think about it, but they're going 4th down and about.
Now, this is something you hadn't seen in a St. Louis football game since, I don't know, forever.
Well,
not kicking a field goal on 4th down this close in.
Coach Cryer, you make the call. You obviously have to have a play that you're pretty. And here's a new formation we haven't seen yet tonight. It's a very new formation, and they're going to run get the block, but he's not going to get 1st down yardage on that.
Wow.
And he'll get stopped at around the 12-yard line, so we'll go the other direction with it.
I thought that was going to be a double pass. He threw the ball about 3 yards backwards. I thought maybe that's what they were trying to set up, but there was not even a consideration of that. His man just caught the ball and went up the field.
Do you see the lick Manuel put on number 7?
Right there. 5-yard gain now, which,
That might have been a nice call on 3rd down.
Well, and that was the first time they showed that formation, so obviously they were trying to catch Abbeville off guard. And Abbeville's doing a good job of pursuing.
That's what I'm saying.
They got some decent speed.
Yeah.
Again, big turnover goes for naught for the Saints. And Abbeville comes right out. They'll go 2 wides to the bottom of your screen, and they'll go tight on the right side. They're going to run a sweep right. They've got a little gap room, and he'll be knocked down finally after a gain of about 6 to the 19-yard line. Pereira on the stop that time as Morris on the run. Number 14, Melanson is your quarterback. He's a junior for Abbeville. He has completed some 3rd down passes. They've not been pretty, but he has done a good job of getting them to 3rd places. Arkley's at the bottom of your screen, and this time Green, and a ball straight up the middle, and this is going to be 1st down yardage. Is a good, solid run that time by Malik Small. He is a senior running back, and a hurt Wildcat on the field. Well, we're going to take a break right now as we are attending to the Wildcat down on the field. That actually is Malik Small, the running back. We'll take a break. 7:48 to go in the first half. We are all knotted up at 0.
Missed opportunities.
Well, I got to tell you, point blank, this don't look any different than it did last. except they ain't got they don't have any athletes. They ain't got no athletes. That's what good players. No, well, no, Connor, that's the problem. I mean, it's a great kid. Great ball. I played for it for years and years and years. And they always kept on their team. And the trainer did the other thing. Well, we're back. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats after Small was helped off the field, intended to. Wildcats will keep this one on the ground and runs out of the tackle of Johnston and able to gain a few yards. Actually, that is number 20. Matt Johnson running the ball. And Saints finally pick. Only a gain of it looked like a lot more than that, but it was only a gain of about 2. So bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. But clock is running around 7 minutes to go in the first half. And, at this pace right here, they won't make it down the field to score before the half is up. So the Saints really just got to go ahead and keep everything in front of them. They'll drop back into cover 2. Looks like blitz coming. And here it is, and he's got a wide open slot. And he goes down.
Oh, I thought he had held the ball. Nice play by Levy, along with Brookhouse coming in there. Nice play. But I thought he had dropped the ball.
Well, Levi goes on it. What happened was really interesting because he was untouched going right to the quarterback. Quarterback stepped around him, and when it changed the angle, that freed up Brookhouse to come kind of contain it. And a good job by the Saints. That's going to bring up 3rd down at about 18. So big loss on that play. And here's 3rd down. And that's crucial because they've been so good at 3rd downs that giving this extra yardage is going to help the Saints tremendously.
Oh.
And that.
Well, that's not what we need.
No.
Well, it's not, but I'm going to go back to what I think, okay? And what I think is I liked it whenever you could jump off sides and the defense, and if nothing happened, the ball wasn't snapped, you could get back.
No harm,
and
no foul.
No harm, no foul. And I'll tell you another thing. I believe that if you, as an offensive player, jump because I jump, that shouldn't be allowed either. Because guess what? Offense knows the snap count.
That's right.
You shouldn't be jumping all sides because the defense jumps first. So there, I've said that, and because of that, they're going to give us a water break. 6:10 to go in the first half. We're in water break. Kenton, last week the Saints were able to put up some points and move the ball quite a bit. What is different last week that we're seeing so far this week?
Well, the first thing is they're missing Francois out there, and I think they have a little more confidence in their passing game when Francois is on the field.
Well, and also if you look at it, you got 7 that you left on the half-yard line because he was going in. Last week, O'Dowd hit a 43-yarder. He's missed a 36-yarder, so that's 10 possible points. And of course, right here we don't get down to something. They are moving the ball. I don't think they, Francois is the difference, but at the same time, he really caught the big long pass, and that was about it. He had about 4 or 5 drops in that ball game.
He did, Kenny.
3rd down and 13. Motion man is Green, and they'll go trips right in tight, and they'll throw the pass over the middle, and it is incomplete. And Saints are going to come away with good field position here because the punting.
Well, this is what Kent and I talked about this last week. St. Louis didn't really have any punt return. Yeah. After what you've seen the first 2 times, I really would like to see 2 guys go back, one on each hash, because both times he's shanked the ball to the right. Ball hadn't gone more than 20, 25 yards in the air, but he's gotten a little bit of a roll.
Right, absolutely, yeah. So you just got to kind of read it and play center field and get a good jump on it. This time he kicks it left, and Rodriguez will get it on a run, and he's going to cut out left. He's got some room. If he can get outside, no penalties, he will not take this to the house, but he's going to set the Saints up in really good position as he gets to the 27-yard line.
Punt. There's just it's night and day whenever you're able to catch the ball. And to me, it's been a situation that the Saints have, to me, it's plagued them over the last few years, is not being able to field a punt. And I don't mean by fumbling, but letting the ball bounce around. That time, a nice job by Rodriguez.
First and 10 for the Saints as they try to get some points on the board for half. 5:42 to go, and they've gone with another wide receiver out here, Michael Mack, along with Kramer, and they'll roll out right. And again, he's having a hard time squaring it up.
Nice
that
coverage.
was intended to Kramer, and that was incomplete. Good coverage. There's no separation at all from the receivers. They are.
Now you got Mack playing defensive back, punting, and now wide receiver. So he's
well,
I'm
not sure, and I would have to see the replay, and I'd have to see it, and I'm not sure if he's waiting too long to throw it. If he's, I know the Abbeville's recovering really well. They got good closing speed, so you almost have to throw it on time and come out of your break and catch the ball. Once you come out of your break and run 4 or 5 steps, Abbeville's catching up with you. So
right.
There's going to have, and that may be a case of him rolling right and having to throw against his body. It's harder for him to get it set and turn it loose. Kramer and Mack to the right, and this time there's that sprint draw.
Oh,
again,
he ran in his own man.
but
wow.
he's still on his feet, and he'll battle all the way about to the 21-yard line, so a gain of about 6.
He didn't run in his own man. I think he might have taken that to the house. He had some room up the middle. Well, now here you go again, Mark. You've got third down. What is that, about 3.5, 4 yards to go? And I'm assuming that Coach Cryer did it once. I'm assuming he thinks he's in 4-down territory, so we'll see what they run now.
Well, you go to that formation you ran on 4th down, and that was not a bad formation.
No, it wasn't at all.
You could get the first down here and more. Clock inside of 5 minutes. St. Louis Saints, Abbeville Wildcats, all knotted up at 0. High formation, and this ball will go, and they're looking deep, and they're looking for Mack, and it's just
right
out of the
hand.
touch. He touches it on the pylon, just out of reach.
And they're going to go for it again. I wondered if
Well, they got some guys putting their helmets on, so they look like they're thinking they may go in. Of course, that could be the defense getting ready.
O'Dowd's walking on the other end of the field, so they're definitely not attempting a field goal.
I'm beginning to wonder if O'Dowd's not having an injury issue.
And sprint out right, and he's got some room. Will he try to run this for a first down? And he will get the first down.
Well,
Not a great spot.
Yeah. Is
Not
it
a
right or
great
left
spot.
foot? Oh, he got the right foot spot. I think that'll get it.
Yeah,
Yep.
White had it signaling first down.
Yeah, he got the right foot spot. Nice job by Dylan, and I thought he would get it. I tell you what, he's a heads-up young player. I think he knew exactly where he needed to be. I really thought he would get it. He did. Nice job. That was another one of those. It looked like Manuel was open in the flat there. Could have got it to him, but this time he chose to keep it himself.
Right, and I
Get
think
that
that's a
guaranteed
dimension
first down.
they're going to need is another option to run the ball. Their passing game has not been overly successful. Greenman waits till everybody gets set. This time they'll go option and a late pitch,
Nice
but good
pitch.
job. And Rodriguez will get close to the 10-yard line
That was a beautiful pitch.
and
Kept it
around
at
the 9.
last,
So that will be a good first down play. Gain of about 6 or 7.
he really made the defensive end commit and keep a.
We got a good spot there, Mark, over the 10.
I thought Greenman did a nice job of keeping that ball to the last minute, making the defensive end commit, and then making a nice pitch.
And then running to his left side.
Right,
Well,
that's
the
right. He
and
turned
the
it to his
pitch
left side.
wasn't deep. It
Right.
was more of a lateral pitch than it was anything else, and that allowed Rodriguez to get up the field quickly. And they'll keep it going right, and Greenman keeps it, and he'll get first down yardage all the way to about the 5-yard
There
line.
you go, Mark. He's got to become a viable option and a threat. Start having some offense go through him for, as you talked about, another option because you're just not getting any separation with the receivers.
Right. So that's first down around. Well, they'll mark it outside the 5, so we'll be first and goal from the 6.
And you have 2 non-starting receivers in the game at this point. Washington's on the sideline, and of course, Francois is not dressed tonight.
And they'll go pitch to Rodriguez, and he was looking for room. He cuts
There it
back
is.
in.
Got it.
Touchdown, Saints. 6 yards out. Colby Rodriguez gets the Saints on the board. They've been knocking all night, and
Now
finally.
we got O'Dowd, Kent, going on. I don't think anything's wrong with him. I think it's just we're looking at a coach that has a different philosophy than any coach. Well, of course, it's been John's the last 12 years. Is they're going for touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, and I think after seeing the first 2 opportunities go by the wayside, they realize that you could get beat with one fluke play if all you're putting up is a 3. 3:38 to go. Thomas O'Dowd set to try the extra point. Snap is there. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Saints go on top, 7-0.
Nice catch by Kirby.
KLOC High School Football Game of the Week. We will be back right after this. Well, set to kick off is O'Dowd as the Saints get on the board. 6-yard touchdown run by Colby Rodriguez. And
he needs a good kick here, Mark. I think O'Dowd's just struggling a tad. I think it's
not much wind to speak of. Flags are hanging straight down on the goalpost.
His first kickoff of the night wasn't real good, according to his. Great for high school football, but not for up to his standards.
Well, he gets this one high, but he doesn't hit it great, so it's going to be returnable at about the 1. And the Saints they were lucky because they were staggered in their coverage right there.
Yeah.
But
nice
a good
kick
job
by Thomas that time. He got down to the 1 yard line, but I was going to say his first kickoff by high school standards was great. Got it down to the 10, but not up to his standards. And of course, he shanked or hooked the field goal. So
right.
I think sometimes those kickers are fragile. But I think he'll be fine. I'd like to see him get another opportunity tonight.
Well, he good height on that kickoff,
really
they're able to get down and cover that thing and keep it around the 27-yard line. So,
or called Grant Charlie.
23-yard line. So good job,
freshman Grant Charlie on the tackle on that kickoff.
.331 to go in the first half. The Saints on top 7-0. But also back to pass. He's going deep. And the ball's thrown way to the inside and intercepted that time by Mack. Oh, and if he could get out of that and get back this way, he would have plenty of running room. But that was a complete miscommunication by the quarterback and the receiver as Mack was running the post route.
Gloves and all kind of stuff on. I thought he might drop that ball, kind of playing volleyball with it, but he was able to come down with it. Nice job of reading the quarterback, Michael Mack, who's he's been on special teams. He's a punter. He's played defensive back and he's played some wide receiver that last series, so he's all over the place.
Well, I'm not sure. The only thing I know for sure was the pass was not good.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm not sure if the receiver ran the wrong route or the DB.
Yeah.
Was beat so bad because the receiver and the DB weren't. They were 10 yards apart, and he threw it to the orange jersey. And some nice plays by Mack. Option and late pitch and good play that time by the Wildcats as the pitch was really late.
Well, Mark, that's one of those plays. You're looking at Abbeville's pursuit. You may look for I don't know if they have the speed for it, but one of those little reverses, where he pitches to a guy in the opposite, coming the opposite direction.
Montel Cormier was the guy that hit Greenman, and
well, you got to make them pay at some point. I mean, now you did last time, but of course it's a punt. But you've got 3 turnovers now by Abbeville just here in the first half.
Well, here we go now. That's that formation. The only thing we ran was that little swing pass, and this time quarterback keeper and almost was able to get out of the grasp, but not quite.
Ran it.
That'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So we bring it up 3rd down and about 10, 2:30 to go. Let the clock run. They got about 18 on the play clock, and they're going to try to get this thing down. I mean, you obviously would like to stay in the drive and get more points, give O'Dowd a shot. But the passing game hasn't been real productive, so you look to keep the ball on the ground again right here, or maybe a tight end pass.
There it is.
There's the throwback, and you got lots of room. And he comes up.
Right at the stick.
Well, and we'll see where they mark it.
Ooh, we got a bad spot. He got a bad spot. I thought he was going to be right at the stick, so it would still be close, but he marked him about a yard short.
I think you're right. I think it was a very bad spot.
And if he puts it at the 44, 2 yards.
Well, you know, and here's the thing.
That's about a yard and a half short of where I thought where he was spun down. We'll see what St. Louis is going to call a timeout. We'll see if we get a chance to get the replay. But, you know, just not a lot of speed by Crawford there, but that's the exact same play that they ran for the touchdown last week.
Well, you know, if he sprints for the sideline, he's got it. But, you know, here's the thing about all that is that, and we've talked about this, you know, you're asking 5 officials to cover everything.
Right. We talked about it last week, Mark. I brought you up again about the 5 official thing. We had a couple instances last week, and I mentioned that was one of the things you touched on quite a bit last year is just, you know, having those 5 officials, it's tough.
Well, the 2 sideline judges, I mean, they have to be on the point of the ball right here to see what's going on here.
And they try to draw them off here,
and they're not able to get down the field and get that exact spot.
Yeah, so he spun him right at the yard marker.
Well, and the quarterback sneak will get the first down, and time to go down. 1:27, Saints convert. Should I say less mileage the way we go for 4th downs now, the Saints?
Surely both these teams have to be out of timeout, so I'm lost between timeouts, water breaks, and official timeouts. But
well, I think it's a cumulative thing. I think they're in about the 5th game of the season using timeouts. I mean, if you're using all of them. And that's going to be fell out of bounds over the
really nice throw by Dillon there. He saw that he was covered, just throw it over his head, lived to play another down. He didn't try to force anything.
But what I want you to notice about that play, though, and again, I'm certainly not the caliber of these coaches here, but when you're running an out route, and that
it's got to be timing.
The timing has got to be there. You got to throw it on the break. You'll notice that when the pass went over his head, he was basically on the sideline. So even if it would have been down lower, so and I really believe that rolling right, you know, is a tough thing. It's a tough gig. That's a skill that you have to work at. But there's no separation. I mean, the DBs are doing a really good job for Abbeville. Oh, they got the post route open. And a great catch.
Great catch by Mack.
And that is going to be complete and a first down. And they're still battling. The call has been made.
Oh.
Mack with a great catch. Well, and just a great catch. And we had a size advantage over the DB.
Yeah. He went up and got it. Nice hands. He was wide open on the interception and thought he might drop that one. That one, he goes up, makes a beautiful catch.
Well, and again, just a great catch, and the throw was where it needed to be. But, again, no separation at all. They were just a little miscommunication. A lot of pressure that time.
Well,
Isaiah Antoine,
the way this game's going, this could be huge to punch one in here because St. Louis will get the ball. I believe Abbeville did receive the opening kickoff.
Abbeville did. You know, but I'll say this. I do believe with 52 seconds to go, if it does get to be a 4th down, unless it's like an inch and you still got plenty of time, I believe they will take the 3 now that they've got a touchdown in the books. Power toss. Rodriguez, he's got, and a great job, a missed block on the outside, and a great job by the cornerback.
That's a big loss there. Well, you've got time now because you've got 3rd down.
Well, and I think you take your time right here. You find you a play that you might could get to the first down marker or even score. And if you don't, then guess what? You kick your field goal.
Right, and if you've got a timeout left, which I'm assuming they do the way they're playing this right now.
Well, I'm not sure. They take one shot at it. If you get close by, they can go spike the ball and call a timeout.
But it'll be 4th down if you don't get the first down, so you better have a timeout.
Well, they're using lots of it right here. They're down to 12.
Right.
They'll sprint out right, and then they're going to run. He's got a man in the flat. He's open. He's at the 5. He cuts back. And touchdown, Saints.
Great play.
With 3 seconds to
Couldn't
go.
Couldn't have planned it any better, huh? Nice job by Michael Mack.
Yeah, he had 3 guys coming when he made the cutback.
Yeah, nice job. And they played it right down here. Of course, if he'd have gotten tackled, you'd have called a timeout. I think it's great clock management.
Well, it absolutely was. And they actually have run those last 3 seconds off now. It's 12. So that's really odd because there was 3 on the clock when he got in. Yeah.
Clearly. We'll see if they have a kickoff. The officials caught that or not.
O'Dowd to try the extra point. This will be big for the Saints to get an extra one. And O'Dowd knocks it through. Plenty of leg, and 14-0 is your score. And after looking like they were giving up 2, now they get 2 quick ones. And they go up 14-0. So a great job that time, and they will go ahead and call that the end of the half.
Huh. All righty.
So our scoreboard sponsor, Landscape Management, is a little bit happier now that the Saints got 14 on that board. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with all the second half action right after this.
He had 3 guys right there.
They were right there, dude. When he made that cut back, that was it, dude. Good little turn.
That's nice to see that replay.
Yeah, I wish it was a little bit quicker though.
I want it to be in the 50. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, yeah. didn't go through.
We have a winner for Linda Pot. So if we pick it up, the winning number for Linda Pot is 766-114. 766-114. Winning total of $250.50. Please report to the press box to collect.
So this team is good. The best team you'll have. I like it.
We'll come up here after a while.
And now, please welcome to the field your hometown band, the Spirit of St. Louis.
Don't lose that one. Anything else?
Yeah. All girls, this is good dances. I can watch Cinemax and see that. What they did was really nice, man.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Just phone guys, so if you need something, you can call them. Go back down, we're working today. Counting.
This year's winner under the celebration of Peter Company, Adam Richard. This evening, the band will be performing a selection from the musical Late in the Rock. Drummaker is the band ready. You may take the field for your performance.
Well, they're doing better than they used to be. At 13, what, last year, got to 12 the year before.
Guys, appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. Nice meeting you too. How's Abbeville doing? You've been there in a while.
You got like 13 or whatever, or 17 in South Burton. My uncle was careful with the shot.
Really?
You had heard about that, yeah.
I didn't know that guy had gotten that bad. I mean, he used to go.
And then he was like really off duty, but he told who he was. And what it is, they just finished robbing the house. It's kind of like on the outskirts of town, cutting grass, on his off time. And the guys that did it, they just said when he came out, and he was with the sheriff department. They had a chance to fight with him. But they knew they were in trouble. They had their car in the ditch, and you know, they knew that he sooner or later would have caught on that they had just robbed the house. You know, so but they robbing houses everywhere over there. The center of town, it's like everybody's getting hit. The cars, they ride around with somebody walking. Another car rides the street, and they just check the doors. In the middle of the night. High school condo. It's crazy. I mean, it's a good town. We got a lot of stuff going on. You know, about the performance marketing and all that. There's a lot of good stuff going on. But there's another situation. It's just crazy.
That's good.
That's huge for them.
I mean, we played ball there at the park and growing up and travel out.
Well, you be doing all that. Baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it all went to zero. Matter of fact, today, I went through an inventory to try to see what's going on. They put me on the board for the Parks and Recreation. So,
Even when my kids were, we used to go and
it was the place back then, I
we
heard.
go play. I mean, it was old. I mean, I played there when I was 12.
Yeah, you was in the rice field?
No, I was Little League. We played Little League, but we go for All Stars. We played in Abbeville that year.
Oh, dude.
And then when we had our kids, now they're in college, but when they were little, we were coaching them and we'd go to Abbeville.
We could barely make teams to play against each other.
Really?
That's how, you know, we struggled to get. And the other towns, they built stadiums and they grew and all that, you know. So that was pretty much with some, you know, fat kids is what you get.
We used to go and play. We'd go back then.
Fat
We'd go,
kids. What you doing here, bro?
we'd go play and then either Friday.
How many people that have been out of the building?
We even have, I don't know if it's still there. We built there.
Yeah.
Population when it was that little restaurant across the street from like the big church by the river. There was two restaurants. I think one.
Right, that's
on
wax
the
and
river.
beauty.
Yeah.
Right.
Go to those and then
Now they have Shucks. That's another big place.
yeah. Heard of that, but I haven't been there. We
Yeah,
haven't been there
it's
in
pretty good.
years.
Y'all about the same.
My dad had a guy he knew in the car business.
Here comes the
Friend there, you know, juke in it. Friends auto, sold
Friends Out Motors.
Friends out motors. Yeah, his friend used to live that back
Did he
door.
play music?
I think he did.
Yeah, I played with him when I was a kid. I know what you're talking about now. Sure enough.
It's been a while since I've been.
Yeah.
Good to hear all that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's that, you know.
To an extent.
There's some good stuff going on, you know, and stuff on the flip side. I don't know, not substitute teams too, bro. It's bad, man. For the greatest, before the greatest. It's like,
How many people live in Abbeville
you
now?
know, I don't know what's the count.
That's because they took the.
What do you think it is, 20, 30?
Put those two $60,000 councils that can't and all that. Did the coaches in the battles back in the
Man,
I told one, I was talking to one girl talking about spirit, you know, I said, you have spirit and all this other stuff like that. Well, this other kid and a whole bunch of them got together and they wrote this thing about me saying I was molesting the military bathroom, I was grabbing kids, and when you have a witness, you sunk. You know, some front page news fixing to happen and all this. And when he first started talking about it, that's what he said, that I had said they had together and all this. And it's like, you just made all that up. So it was stupid. And then they just thought they had a right, like I had invaded their rights. So they gave them a right, you know, they just added that. But they caught on.
Thanks to the first half.
Okay, guys, nice to meet you.
All right, man.
Receives the kickoff to begin the second half. Back to return the kick, number 5. Zach Eisner, number 20, Colby Rodriguez.
He always causes problems. Oh, is that right? Yeah.
How you feel, Luke? Getting there, buddy. Okay,
Well, welcome to second half action. St. Louis Saints lead this one 14-0 here on KLOC. Mark Young, Kenny Klein, Kent Nardi-Go.
There's Eisner.
And the Saints with a run back, they got a little running room, going to get out to the 38-yard line, and that is Eisner on the return, and a great return.
You can find the kicker on the field, that's for sure. Nice return by young Zach Eisner, young sophomore.
Well, thanks to all our sponsors, Tarver Ford, Lake Charles Toyota, Game Day sponsor, Stein Lumber, a family you can build around. Big Daddy Sports Grill, our replay sponsor, and all the fine folks at Landscape Management taking this.
That's the play he scored on last week, Kent, right up the middle.
Well, Rodriguez up the middle for a gain of about 6, going to bring up second down and 4. And, they really came on strong. You can see they're coming out with a little more confidence this time, and really got to be a
that touchdown at the end of the half really absolutely had to be huge.
Well, the first touchdown as well, because what happened was both teams, it was like, who's going to score finally? Who's going to not make the mistake and score? And Saints get it first. And there's the procedure right there.
That kind of, seeing that procedure, Mark, one thing we didn't see last week and one thing we have not seen tonight, and there's no Tommy Johns on the sideline this year for the Saints, is that little fake that the St. Louis defense does, to draw that offense, that they've done for years. Tommy John's over at Iowa now. Iowa, I should say.
Second down and 8 for the Saints. They'll run it again with Rodriguez. This time he'll be stacked up. He'll bounce it outside. He's going to lose about a yard on the play. We'll see where the mark is.
Spot it right at the 40, so that was a good spot.
Yeah, I was joking with someone down. Say that's why my first game I didn't get to do it last week. I said, well, I was negotiating. Yeah, the paperwork didn't get through in time. ESPN, so much airtime on ESPN too a while back that I had to get them cleared before I could appear somewhere else.
Competed in the finals over in Waco, Little League regional tournament.
Oh, there's the power draw this time, Rodriguez, and he's going to be stopped short. Nice gain, but.
Well, it goes back to, Mark, you always talk about positive yards. Had a nice play on first down, and lost about 4 or 5 yards on second down, and that, now that puts you third down and about 4 or 5 there. So, when you're Saints, I don't know if I'd say they're struggling, but still they don't have that explosive type offense where you really need to get positive yards on every down.
Well, yeah, because they actually gained about 12 yards on that play, but they had 5-yard penalty and a 2-yard loss, so that, that you just can't afford to do that. You're absolutely right. Mack set to punt this one away. And there'll be 2 back for the Wildcats. Low snap, and nobody's coming. And I tell you what, he could have taken off and ran and almost hits a Wildcat. It does hit a Wildcat.
And he gets it. Well, it's pretty heads-up play by number 7.
Yeah.
He realized it hit him, then he turns out and the ball's bounces right in his lap. But I was a little confused. You had your 2 return men, but they were standing at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Well, and I tell you what, they had set up a return because everybody on Wildcats that Abbeville turned around and was running. Mack could have ran to the 40 before anybody would have realized. Well, there's a penalty.
Flag down. Illegal substitution. That's an automatic
first down.
St. Louis. Wow. What a break, huh?
Yeah, well, they're not going to be able to run that far down the field, though. They're only going to get that over here.
It's just 5 yards here.
Yeah.
Everybody's a little confused. Illegal substitution, so
that'll
give the Saints the exact 5 yards they need.
Well, it'll be right at the 50-yard line. Yeah, it'll be right at the well, they'll go ahead and step it off, although we all know where it's going to be. But
well, that's one of those that that's if you're a coach, that's got to drive you nuts. I mean, you sit there and you stop them and you punt, and all of a sudden you get the ball in midfield off of a illegal substitution.
Well, that's the thing that frustrates you because you feel like you actually really played really well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be down 14-0 and now giving up the ball at midfield. Greenman under center. This time he'll go. And he gets stood up right there. That could be a flag.
Oh, did he catch it?
He caught it.
I think he did.
Wow.
Wow, great catch by Washington.
Boy, what a beautiful job.
Yeah, that was contact all the way down the field.
Right in his hands earlier in the night, and that one there lays out. Beautiful play by Tyler Washington, ex-St. Margaret product.
Yeah, that's the best catch I've seen Washington this year now.
Man, that was a beautiful catch. And Dylan Greenman, beautiful. not forget about that beautiful throw. But yeah,
Well,
he had
he got
contact all the way
stood
down
up,
the
you know,
field.
and it really could have been a penalty because he was getting stood up all the way down. Power toss this time to Rodriguez, and he will run out of room.
Rodriguez is hesitant to cut that ball up. You look when you see with the vision there. Even if he cuts it up, I don't know if he gets anything, but he's consistently wanting to continue to stretch the field, and that's about the third or fourth time that he's lost 3 or 4 yards on that toss.
Is not going to make it based on the spot of the far official.
Nope.
All right, he signals first down Abbeville.
Yeah, he won't get there.
And that'll be a turnover right there. And the Wildcats defense stiffens inside the red zone, and they'll take over 1st and 10. 7:33 to go in the third quarter. The Saints lead this one 14-0, trying to get the first win of the year for Coach Cryer and the new regime. Playing a class that's a little bit.
Yeah, you think hope those things don't come back to haunt you, but that's point blank range after a beautiful catch by Washington. All goes for naught.
Oh, and just missed a big sack in the backfield. And this is still going to be a loss. They ran as done, and things come out for the better. You know, they don't make the 4th down play and end up getting 7 out of it.
At it, you think, well, 21 points. They've just shot themselves in the foot. 4 turnovers. You just can't do that.
Well, you're not surprised they got a touchdown in the third quarter. You're just kind of surprised it wasn't after the long catch.
Right.
You know, the good catch. You didn't think it was going to come from a defensive touchdown. And earlier on, you had a chance. Rodriguez had a chance to get in the end zone, fumbled on the one. And he got another one that got called back for the block in the back after he was already in the end zone. It looked like so an unfortunate situation, but it's all kind of worked its way back out. 21-0 lead for St. Louis. O'Dowd set to kick off. They've got receivers waiting at about the 4-yard line. And he hits this one, kind of a low spiraling going to the left.
Kind of like his first one.
Take a couple of bounces, and now the Saints are in good position to pick it up. And they do, and hold it to about the 22-yard line. So good coverage by the Saints. Contreras on the stop, and the Saints defense will be at work once again. They were only on the field just a short time ago and got a defensive touchdown. And like you guys mentioned, they're doing this with a lot of young guys.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, Brookhouse, was he a sophomore, I believe?
Sophomore, yeah.
And, Eisner's a sophomore. Mack's a junior. Perkle's a junior. They've only got, I think, 10 seniors on the whole team.
That's right, Kenny, 10.
Well, yeah, I don't know how much it frustrates coaches to get these penalties before anything happens. I know they frustrated the announcer quite a bit.
Yeah,
I can't. I mean, how could you have even done anything wrong yet? Just a mental error right there, lining up into the neutral zone as on the defense.
Oh, he's still up.
Still on his feet, yeah.
Nice job. Was a nice job.
We all have a mandatory water break, but Wildcats need something here to happen if they want to try to get back in this ball game. They really cannot afford to come up empty again. They're going to run a sweep this time and a nice play.
Oh, way to hang on.
I thought he was going to outrun.
Thompson, number 11,
yeah,
hanging on. And
Mark Johnson
right,
getting
Mark,
up at the bottom of that pile.
Going. And, when you've had 4 turnovers, you almost feel scared because, it's like the longer you drive gets in, like somebody, you got to make it happen inside the 20, but they've been prone to shooting themselves in the foot all night.
Well, we'll go water break right here. We'll talk a little bit about this now. But, yeah, there were some things that happened, obviously. The touchdown they just gave up was a fluke thing, so to speak. A good job by the Saints. Make no mistake about it. They created that and capitalized on that. But nonetheless, still a unfortunate thing to happen. but great, interception a while ago by Mack was a nice job by Mack to pull that thing in, but the pass was so far off. They've really got a speed advantage, it looks like.
Right.
And they haven't been able to take advantage of it at all, either through the fault of their own or a great job by the Saints defense of negating that. But we noticed how quick they were to cover the receivers. It's hard for Saints to get loose. You'd think that same thing would translate to defense and offense. They've yet to be able to take advantage of that in the passing game. And this is going to be and there's not any wind tonight.
Really, St. Louis has been, like say, it took a while, but they have been opportunistic. I thought the Saints, after the first drive or two from Abbeville, have done a much better job of tackling.
Yes,
which
they
was
did.
A big issue last week and to start out tonight.
I think after that, the defense has played excellent.
They really have. They've wrapped up well. I was very impressed with Greenman. Really impressed with when the ball hit the receiver's hands, they caught it for the most part tonight.
And there they come.
Thought
running play
Crawford,
again will gain about.
Crawford showed good hands. I thought Mack, obviously. Michael Mack came up huge tonight. He's played really well. And a big confidence builder. Next week, I don't know what West Feliciana has, but again, in 2 weeks, you play Notre Dame. So, I think it's going to be a big relief for Coach Cry. Get that first W, like say the new regime, get that first W here at home, and kind of settle in.
Grant Charlie and Matthew Vincent on the field for the Saints.
Third down and 5. They'll throw the loud.
Intercepted Michael Mack.
Michael Mack, wow. Just talked about his highlight reel. Good gosh.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a game there.
Boy, he read that. That's almost silly the kind of night he's had. 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. That's a career. 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, and a reception for a touchdown. That's one of those, Mark, I've never understood. I don't want to pick on any particular, bring it up. We used to talk about it in the past, but never had a problem at any level of guy playing both ways. A lot of times you see these guys, coaches just won't play them both ways. I like to see that. You got an athlete, put him on the field.
Well, I agree with you. I think you can get him some rest here and there. I think no question about it. In run situations, if he's a pass defender, special teams, you can give him some breathers. You can give him some breathers when the other team's got 80 yards to go for a first down.
Yeah,
if your team's got a short yardage situation, and he's not running.
Francois hadn't played tonight, so he's got hands. He put him on the field. He's caught some passes.
Yeah.
I love that, man. You got an athlete, and he's playing well. Put him on the field.
That was the case. If they went to the well one time too many. Talk about Abbeville with that short pass, and they've not been able to do anything that's taken any time at all.
Well, it's nice to see him jump that route, though. How many times do you normally see a kid just sit back?
The first 2 interceptions were really poorly thrown balls. You hand it to him for making the play.
Right.
That one's a great defensive play. He just jumped the route and made and cut inside.
So the Saints are set to kick off. A lot of new numbers out on the field for St. Louis.
Well, Dowd set to kick off, and he is much better leg the last 3 kicks. Of course, he's getting lots of practice tonight. 42-0. I'm not real sure if I would have called this. After watching the first 2 or 3 series, that's one of his better kicks. That's probably the best kick of the night.
Yeah.
As it hits the end line on the backside.
Well, and right now, if you want to have a little competition between offense and defense, it's 21-21.
Well, we got some little ones going out there now. Who's 39 there, Kenton?
Each is
39 is freshman Cameron Witherwax. I see 13, Luke Gaskin. Now, I'm going to try to call these out as I see them go out.
Who's 25?
25 is Grant Charlie.
No, that's
I see 85, Tyler Hoover.
Yeah, number 39 is safety.
Abbeville about to get a touchdown. Get all the freshmen at the same time.
1st and 10, and it's still Malasaw under center. I mean, young man has had a rough night. He'll hand it off. And they're still having, they're still going so deep to hand the ball off, and it's just not.
Who's 40? Is that 43?
Good job in the middle. That's 47.
Who's 43?
43 is Logan Moe, a sophomore DB.
How do we have the guy with the worst eyes spotting? I mean, he's having a hard time reading over there.
Logan Moe.
Give him your glasses,
with the
please.
wax.
And here they come. They're coming with a blitz, run blitz, and it's going to be.
He kept
he'll
it
keep
this
it this
time.
time.
Oh, he could be
got
gone.
some running room.
I think he's gone.
And Witherwax is giving chase. Well, but they've got an angle on him on the outside.
Oh, nice.
And a great job
Great job by
of
the
coming
young
from a long way
kid.
away and making that tackle. And that is who, 85?
That's Tyler Hoover.
Tyler Hoover came from across the field.
A freshman. He's playing
Saved
cornerback on this side.
Saved
Came
a
all the way
touchdown.
across the
He's
field.
playing weak side cornerback and came all the way across the field with showing some wheels.
Yeah, well,
coming down there and making that
Brookhouse
stop out
jumped
of
the
bounds.
running back that time. And hey, they've not run. Melissa hasn't run the ball yet this year, this game,
Yeah.
has he? First
Nah,
time,
that's
and he
first
showed
time
good
I've
wheels
seen.
right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, where's that been? Interested to see if the Saints do to tighten up, try to keep them out of the end zone. 4:14 and counting, and they'll run it around the right side and to cut it inside. He's got some running room and drag down on the backside, and that is going to be 44.
That's Andre
That's
Angie.
Andre Angie.
Angie's going to stop after a gain of about 5.
I see Brookhouse and Mallett are still in the game on defensive line, but it looks like they brought in number 71, Caden Sharp.
Brookhouse.
He's coming to this side now. They're swapping over to strong side. Brookhouse playing the strong side.
Caden Sharp. Brandon Whittington's also in the game on defensive line.
Oh,
great
what
job.
do we got here?
44.
That's
Angie.
44. That's
Angie
Angie.
again.
Just
Been a
such
long
slow
list of Angies to
developing
play for
plays.
St. Louis.
I mean, the Saints have done a good job.
Well, you got to score against this defense. I mean, you're handing that ball off deep, but I mean,
Well,
these guys
yeah.
are playing hard. And that, to me,
Well, you
from
got to
offensive
attack them hard.
coordinator,
You got to.
yeah.
I mean, you run your quarterback run again, but you can't. I mean, they're sending more defenders than you have blockers.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter who you're playing.
Oh, good job by Brookhouse.
Well, he stayed home that time. He wasn't going. He was going to wait and see.
Timeout, Abbeville.
Well, that's going to be 4th down. They're going to really try to figure out what they did. The negative plays really are costing Abbeville, and a good job of the Saints. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're JV, freshman, or whatever. If you're not blocked, it's a lot easier to make a tackle. And the Saints have done a good job of finding out where the strength.
Well, one stat, Mark, you just brought something up, which has been obvious, but one stat I would like to know is how many negative plays Abbeville has had tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to know
Yeah.
exactly how many plays have resulted in negative yardage. It's into double figures. We always talk about positive yards, but that's a great point. I mean, they had a ton of them. I mean, they've had double digits in negative plays, I think, just in the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Well, they're going to go for this 4th down and about 8, and we'll see what they do. Well, the quarterback will be under center here, so they're obviously going to try a quick pass, and they may get it on the slot receiver. Nobody's on the slot receiver. Now,
Oh, he's wide open. He
that's
got
a good
it.
Great
catch.
catch.
That's a very.
Oh,
he
that's
calls
a
it
very
out of
good catch,
bounds.
and that is a very.
Wow, I thought he had that. I
No,
thought he had both
that's
feet
yeah. I
in.
think he's got that. That's
I
not
do
a
too,
good.
Mark. Yeah,
I
he
thought
had his both feet.
in.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Abbeville.
See, we're not going to get a replay of that, are we? I would love to see a replay of that because I really thought he had both feet in. We're going to see if Kent Artigo's going to get us a replay of that.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. But I tell you this, there was nobody on the slot receiver immediately.
Right.
He could have raised up, thrown it to the slot receiver at about the 10-yard line, and he could have got all the way to the 5 or.
Who we got in at quarterback now? Number 15.
That's Wesley. I happen to see
that's
that.
Brian
That's Brian Wesley.
We got a pole in our way on the replay, but suffice to say, I think he caught the ball. Another St. Margaret's product I like to give some props to. Brian Wesley. Been knowing Brian a long time. Substituted Brian when he was in kindergarten. He really good kid. Good
Saints picked up a
basketball
first
player.
down on that play.
So wish Brian a lot of success in his young career. Just a freshman here at St. Louis.
Got Nicholas Simeon at the bottom of the screen.
Well, they'll need a few more guys. They're still waiting on guys to get in the punt team.
Yeah, they're going back to the number 1 punt team. I think those guys thought their night was done.
You had to be worried about a block with a younger, and they'll have to try to secure a
Here on a Thursday.
still showing blitz.
Logan Moe going out.
It's just going to mercilessly drag on.
Yeah, that's why they're not able to go over the top. I really fully expect there's nobody over the slot receiver right here, the middle receiver. There's absolutely nobody on him. Now they'll drop into coverage, but now the pressure comes and he'll try to tuck it and he falls down.
Oh, he hurt his. I think he hurt.
Well,
his.
he's got a brace on one knee, and that'll do it because they call it.
Armstrong's ready to go back to Abbeville. I mean that's enough already. That'll be it.
And that's going to do it for this ball game. And Lawson looked a little gimpy as he's getting up. Well, and that's going to do it right here for KLOC High School Game of the Week. Tarver Ford, Lake Charles, Toyota. Thank you guys for sponsoring St. Louis football, Stein Lumber. Final score, 42 for the Saints and nothing for Abbeville. Thanks, Kenny Klein and Kenton Ortego. I'm Mark Young. Good night, everybody.
Good night.